The Chicago Bulls took another L against the Indiana Pacers and are now on a 5-game losing streak. And this entire video is me just criticizing this Bulls offensive scheme. I have been saying consistently throughout this entire season that the Chicago Bulls play like it is the 90s, okay? I am sick and tired of this offense that is just bogged down, playing through the post a lot, taking a lot of mid-range shots, and for some reason this Bulls team just refuses to play modern day basketball. And it really makes me upset, okay? I don't know what exactly Billy Donovan has in mind, but his offense this season went from 13th last season to now 23rd, I believe, this season. It has been an absolute drop-off in offensive efficiency this season, and I'm going to show you in this video why the Bulls need to stop playing through Vucevic in the post. I am making this video because I continuously hear from people that I like to call them old heads now. I know it's a bad term, but this is what I've been hearing consistently from people like Kendall Gill, Stacey King, Will Purdue, other Bulls analysts, and other Bulls content creators saying that the Bulls need to play through Vucevic in the post. They stop going to Vucevic, the offense sucks, which I am here to tell you that that is just factually incorrect, okay? I am here to show you why the Bulls cannot continue to play through Vucevic through the post anymore, because it is a play style that is just dead, okay? And I am going to show you why. So let's first start off with just this play right here that, in my opinion, is where the Bulls lost this game, okay? The Bulls, before this possession, okay, they were up by 6 points. Aaron Nesmith then comes down the other way and hits a 3. So suddenly now it is a 3-point game, and Nesmith just hit a 3, okay? The Bulls decide on this possession. This is a big possession, okay? It's crunch time. So everyone that says, well, we stopped playing through Vucevic down the stretch. It is crunch time. It is 3 minutes left to go in a 3-point game. We just gave the ball to Vucevic in crunch time, okay? So don't tell me that the Bulls don't give it to Vucevic down the stretch. They do, okay? And this is what happens, okay? Nikola Vucevic decides to back down against, by the way, this is Aaron Nesmith. He's a guard, okay? This is a guard that we're looking at here. This is not a forward. This is not a center. This is not a big dude. This is a guard, okay? And if you're not aware of what's happening in this possession, Rick Carlisle has actually intentionally put Aaron Nesmith on Nikola Vucevic, okay? He intentionally put a smaller dude on Nikola Vucevic so that the Bulls would look to post up Vucevic more down the stretch. Why? Because he has Miles Turner here willing just to place free safety in the middle of the paint and come on over and try to double team Vucevic, okay? If you're not aware, Miles Turner is guarding Alex Caruso, and they're very much willing to just let Alex Caruso just go ahead and just do whatever, okay? But at the end of the day, their biggest thing is that they want the Bulls to try to post up Vucevic because they know that it is analytically a horrible shot. And you see here, Vucevic tries to avoid the double team because he saw that Miles Turner was coming. He misses the shot. And you're like, okay, Duncan, well, he just kind of missed it. Like, you know, he can make that shot too. That's fine. But guess what happens after this? The Indiana Pacers come down on the other end and hit a 3 in our face by Buddy Hield. So suddenly the game is tied. I don't want to see a post-up possession after a 3 made by the other team, or just in general. Okay, seeing a post-up possession when we need to be shooting analytically the better shots, shooting the shots that have a better chance of going down, hence getting to the paint for layups, or shooting 3-point shots, we should not be going through the post whatsoever, okay? It is just not a good idea. So, if you're going to tell me, well, Duncan, the reason why the Bulls, they try to post up Vucevic so that he can draw a double team and then the Bulls can get a wide-open 3-point look out of it. I'm sorry. If you keep telling me that, I don't know what you've been watching this entire season. The post-up does not generate open looks on the perimeter anymore. The reason why is because in today's NBA game, you typically see a lot of mobile guys on the court, right? Hield, Duarte, Halliburton, Aaron Nesmith, and even Miles Turner is even a very mobile dude on the court right now. But if you ever see a team double team a guy in the post, here's the reason why. It's because the other guys that are on the perimeter, they're able to recover quickly enough to the point where it doesn't give an open look for the team that decided to post up. So I'm going to show you right here a play where the Bulls actually draw a double team in the post. It doesn't result in anything good. Let's watch this, okay? So, again, Aaron Nesmith is guarding Nikola Vucevic intentionally, okay? That should just show you automatically that what the Bulls are doing are wrong, okay? So, Aaron Nesmith is guarding Vucevic intentionally. And you see Alex Caruso has to cut through the lane. Okay, nothing's there. Miles Turner covers it up. Now, it is officially a double team on Nikola Vucevic by Miles Turner and Aaron Nesmith. Okay, the double team is here. At this very moment in time, Vucevic cannot throw it behind his back, right? He can't throw it to Caruso because that would get deflected. And I've talked about this many times on this channel. You cannot throw it all the way over here to this corner. That is one of the hardest passes to make in the NBA today, okay? That pass is not happening. So, of course, what Vucevic decides to do is that he decides to throw it back out to Kobe White. And I think everyone will be like, that's good, because Ayo Dosunmu right now is wide open in the corner. No, he's not, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen, okay? Alex Caruso decided to cut through the lane, okay? Look what happened. Tyrese Halliburton decided to take up Alex Caruso, so that's not there. If this ball gets thrown back out to Kobe White, the Indiana Pacers are back in rotation. Miles Turner stays on Nikola Vucevic now. Aaron Nesmith picks up Alex Caruso, and then Tyrese Halliburton is able to go ahead and recover back on Ayo Dosunmu, okay? Watch what happens. Out to Kobe White, and then he throws it over to Ayo Dosunmu in the corner, okay? Tyrese Halliburton is there already. He's in front of Ayo Dosunmu. Like, you can argue that this is like an open shot, but like, I don't want Ayo Dosunmu taking the shot. And honestly, even if it was a good 3-point shooter, this is not exactly open. This did not generate an open look. Okay, so Ayo Dosunmu decides to drive it. He then misses a floater, which again, I don't know why we're taking a floater in this situation, but you know, it's what happened. And yet again, the Bulls don't get anything out of this. But luckily for us, Alex Caruso got the rebound, and he again throws it back out to Vucevic, who then decides to shoot an open 3-point look and drains it. At this very moment in time, I tweeted that it is better to shoot threes than to post up. This possession should just show you why, okay? The Bulls tried to get an open look from 3-point range through the post-up. It didn't work. Nikola Vucevic instead decided to take a 3-point shot, and it worked, okay? And by the way, keep in mind of the time, the Bulls went to Vucevic down the stretch. It did not work. This is also the reason why I think, part of the reason why I should say, the Bulls lost the game. Okay, we have 4:20 left to go in this quarter, okay? Crunch time. What are we going to do? We're going to go to Vucevic, because that's what everyone says in today's world now, and it drives me insane, okay? Let's look at this. Zach throws it across court to Patrick Williams, who then decides to dump it down to Vucevic in the post, okay? Now, in my opinion, I think Vucevic should have just went up with this, okay? But Vucevic is too passive, unfortunately, and he sees that the double team is coming from Miles Turner, okay? Again, the Indiana Pacers are legit willing to keep Aaron Nesmith on Nikola Vucevic because Miles Turner is just going to come and double team. They're willing to help off Zach LaVine, for God's sake, okay? So, this happens. Here comes the help. Pacers are in rotation, okay? And we see here, Chris Duarte comes off of Kobe White to cover up Zach, and then Tyrese Halliburton goes across to cover up Kobe White. And if you're wondering about Ayo Dosunmu, well, it can either be Buddy Hield runs up and then takes Ayo, and then Aaron Nesmith comes over to P. Will, or you can just see Aaron Nesmith come off of Vucevic and just come out to cover Ayo, okay? The rotations is simple. It's very simple stuff to do. So Zach then rotates it to Kobe, and you can say that this is an open shot. To me, this is not an open shot, and I know Kobe's been knocking it down in this game. That's not an open look. Okay, again, the Vucevic post-up did not generate anything great. Or even in my opinion, it did not even generate anything good. Okay, and I'm aware that a lot of people want to play through Vooch, but it just cannot continue. Okay, now if you're going to be like Duncan, you're cherry picking, you're only going to show bad things when the post-up happens. I'm going to show you a play where actually the Bulls get a 3 out of the post-up, but I'm going to tell you the reason why they got it is because the Pacers' defensive rotations were completely wrong. Okay, let's watch this. Sorry, I apologize about the sound. All right, Vucevic in the post against Jalen Smith. This is not really a mismatch in my opinion, by the way. Vucevic is not going to really get anywhere by posting up Jalen Smith here. All right, here's where the Pacers messed up. You see Patrick Williams decides to cut through. He takes Benedict Mathurin. For some reason, I don't know what TJ McConnell was doing here, but he decided to cheat off of Ayo like very heavily. I don't know what the Pacers are trying to do here. Are they trying to double team Vooch? Are they trying to just play this straight up? I don't know, but you see TJ McConnell comes down here, and all of a sudden now, Vucevic is able to make this pass across the court, which is typically not usually allowed because TJ McConnell decided that I'm going to just cheat all the way over into the paint for some reason. So this is already messed up because of TJ McConnell. Okay, so this gets thrown out to Ayo Dosunmu, and the rotations are in place. Okay, TJ McConnell clearly messed up. Chris Duarte comes off of Kobe and is running to Ayo Dosunmu. And you see Ayo is going to throw this ball to Kobe White, right? Now, what should have happened here is one of two things. Either Aaron Nesmith needs to come off of Zach and recover to Kobe White, which would have been pretty simple, or it's TJ McConnell needs to come off of who he was guarding initially in Ayo and then throw and run back out to Kobe. Okay, if Aaron Nesmith comes off of Zach, then you're going to see here that either Benedict Mathurin comes out or TJ McConnell comes out to Zach, right? The rotations, though, they're pretty simple stuff. This is the reason why, again, the post-up doesn't necessarily work. But because the Pacers had just a flat-out defensive breakdown, the Bulls were able to get a good three-point look out of this, okay? That's the reason why the Bulls got to look out of this. It's not because the Vucevic post-up, created the double team or whatever. There was no double team in this possession. The Pacers just decided that they're not going to play defense for some reason on this possession. So, Bulls fans, you got your wish, but it's because the Pacers messed up. It's not because Vucevic is so effective down there and the Bulls got a good look out of it because of Vucevic's good post-up ability. Now, that's not what happened. It's just the Pacers screwed up. That's what happened. So, you know what? If you're going to be like, Duncan, look, it worked. You know what? You can have your opinion on that. But I'm here to tell you that analytically, the post-up is something that should not be used in today's game anymore, especially from a guy like Nikola Vucevic, who is not exactly the greatest in the post-up, which I thought he would be. That's the reason why when he got here, I wanted him to post up a lot, because I thought he could be like one of the best post-up scorers in the NBA. Sorry, I was wrong. I'm willing to admit I was wrong. The dude, he doesn't score enough in the post for me to say that he is a good enough post-up scorer that we should be running post-ups for him. Absolutely not. That's 90s play style, and we need to get out of the 90s, okay? Bulls were playing it as if it's 1993. It's 2023, guys. We need to get out of it. Now, last but not least, let's just show this play here. This is what I want to see more of, how the Bulls use Vucevic, which is through the pick and roll, okay? A lot of times we see Vucevic fade back to the three-point line or even fade back to the mid-range shot, which is, again, a horrible shot, okay? Let's just watch this, okay? This is what I want to see more of, because I do want to see the Bulls take advantage of Vucevic's size, okay? And in this play right here, we see a simple handoff pick and roll play. And to me, with Aaron Nesmith guarding Nikola Vucevic, this is how you get Vuce inside position without posting up, and it's harder to double team him down there, and this is where he's allowed to score. Both players go towards Zach. The rotation comes on in off of Patrick Williams. But at this point, though, even because it is Jalen Smith, they can't do anything about it. Vuce is already too deep in the lane that even if Jalen Smith comes on over, it's already too late, okay? Jalen Smith comes on over, it does not matter. Vuce is already too deep in the lane. If the Pacers double team, then you're going to get a wide open three-point look or a good cut to the basket out of it. But that, again, is off the pick and roll. That's why I want to see more pick and rolls run for Vucevic and not so many pick and pops. But for some reason, we're looking at Vucevic deciding to post up or fade back to the mid-range shot a lot. And I don't understand why. Is it Donovan? I'm going to argue that part of it is Donovan, and he is stuck running this offense in the mud, which is 90s type basketball, 2000s type basketball. It is 2023, y'all. We need to get out of the old era and get into this new era. And for some reason, the Bulls refuse to do that. Now, if you're going to look at these numbers, okay, people are always going to point to these numbers to me and be like, well, Duncan, see, like, he's one of the best post-up players in the league. Look at this. Like, you can look at this right here. Now, if I hit points per possession, it gets all skewed, right? Because we see a lot of guys here that don't really post up, and their numbers are very, very high, okay? But in the end, I don't like doing that, okay? So I do possessions typically. I look at this, but then I also, just in general, just kind of look at this as well. Frequency, the Bulls are one of the top teams that actually post up one of their guys. Nikola Vucevic has a very high frequency in terms of his post-ups, okay? Now, to me, that is a big issue, because if you look at a guy like Joel Embiid, for example, his points per possession is much higher, right, than Nikola Vucevic, who's at 1.07. But his frequency is much lower than Vucevic's, okay? I think that should tell you, if anything, that the Bulls are doing something wrong, because Joel Embiid is a much better post-up player than Nikola Vucevic, but Nikola Vucevic is posting up much more than Joel Embiid, okay? That should show you anything that's wrong. What the Bulls are doing is just so wrong to post up Vucevic this frequently, okay? That is just straight up wrong. Now, if you're going to be like, well, Duncan, look at Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is an anomaly, okay? That dude is an MVP candidate, and he's averaging 1.2 points per possession per post-up, okay? That is a ridiculous number, and if anything, yeah, you should be posting up if you're averaging that many points per possession, okay? That's Nikola Jokic. We don't have a Nikola Jokic. We have a Nikola Vucevic, okay? So, with Vucevic, because he doesn't have that ability to ball handle that much, and he's also not an MVP caliber player, we should not be posting him up like he's Nikola Jokic, but for some reason, the Bulls try to do that, and I don't understand why. Now, in terms of points per possession, the Bulls are at the top of the league in terms of points per possession per post-up, okay? They're in the 100th percentile. They're at the very top of the league. And in terms of frequency, they're also in the top 6, which, in my opinion, is just so backwards, okay? I don't know why this is the reason why we continue to do this, but in my opinion, it's just an absolute ridiculous decision. But we see this right here. The Bulls are at the top of the league in points per possession. They're one of the top 6 teams in the league in terms of frequency per post up. Well, trying to tell you, but the Bulls, in terms of their offensive rating, man, they're down at 24. Okay, like, I don't want more post ups. That's one of the things that the Bulls lead in terms of around the league, which is posting up frequently and having most points per possession per post up. Well, it's clearly not working because we're down at 24 in offensive rating. Okay, I'm not saying that this is the reason why the Bulls are down in offensive rating, but this is definitely one of the reasons why. It's one of the main reasons why the Bulls continue to post up Vooch, and I'm just like, I am sick and tired of it. It doesn't get us anywhere. Now, compare this to last season. The Bulls last season, they posted up Vooch much less frequently, or just post up in general much less frequently. Okay, and you're gonna be like, well, that's not that much big. That's not a big difference. Well, if you actually look at like possessions, okay, it's a big difference. All right, and you can see here the Bulls are in the 56 percentile compared to what we saw earlier, where the Bulls were in the 100th percentile, right, in terms of post ups, right? So obviously a little bit less frequency, but you see here big difference. Okay, well, guess what, guys? In that big difference, well, the Bulls' offensive rating, they were 12th. Okay, oh, sorry, let's just do this then. They're 13th. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, to me, the Bulls in general just posted up less last season, and they had a better offensive rating. Obviously, there's a lot more to take into consideration, right? Lonzo being there as a three-point shooter, DeMar DeRozan having an incredible season, but this is something that we need to look at, okay? I don't think the Bulls have an analytics department, but the analytics basically say do not post up. I do see the post up coming back in a sense, but it's through the players like a Nikola Jokic, who is legit a Hall of Famer, or soon to be Hall of Famer once he retires, right? That's an anomaly. That's a dude that is just one of the best players we've ever seen in our time. Okay. When it comes to the others, though, we should not be posting up these guys. And just to give you kind of like a big example of this, like, for example, I'm trying to even find his name here, but let's take Domantas Sabonis. Okay, Domantas Sabonis, in my opinion, is a very similar player to Vooch in terms of his post-up capabilities. Sabonis is a very capable post-up player, but you see here he posts up much less than Vucevic in terms of frequency, 1.00 points per possession. Okay, but in terms of points per game through the post-ups at 2.5, it is significantly lower, right? Vooch is at 3.7. That's a big difference. Okay, and you look at the Sacramento Kings this season. Okay, the Sacramento Kings offensive rating is just through the roof. They're one of the best teams in offensive rating this season. So I'm not here to say the post up is the only reason why the Bulls are struggling offensively, but I'm telling you here in this video that it's one of the main reasons why. I showed you through these clips why the Bulls should not post up. I showed you what the Bulls should be doing instead, which is throwing him through the pick and roll to take advantage of his size. Want to disagree with me? Go ahead. But I'm here to make this big argument now because I am seeing this Bulls team stuck in 90s basketball, and I'm absolutely sick and tired of it. But at the end of the day, it is up to your discretion. I understand that the people that grew up watching the 90s prefer the post-up game. But if we truly want this Bulls team to up their offensive rating and start turning this thing around, in general, whether you want the rebuild or you want the retool to happen, I don't care what you want. But what I do not want to see is Victor Wembanyama on this team posting up because Billy Donovan is here and the Bulls decide to stick themselves or just stay in the mindset of the 1990s instead of it acting as if it's 2023. That's all I have for this video. Leave a like. Don't leave a like. I truly do not care. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.